Hey, what's up, guys? It is late. It is about two something in the morning East Coast time, and about 1:45 here. Why am I up so late? Because Alicia and I are training for the Chicago Marathon. It will be my first marathon, and I'm excited because I went from, the brink of obesity to taking my ass out there and running, 26.2 miles. So it's kind of nerve wracking, but I'm ready to do it. We did 15 miles tonight. It was right after the All Black National Convention, and I'm ready to go. I'll keep you guys posted on the progress, and I wish you guys the best in your journey. I share this because I want to inspire you. Just start off with the basics. If you're thinking about losing that weight, just get out there and just do a little bit. It'll make a big difference. Anyway, I wanted to first of all, shout out your city as you come in. Feel free to tell me what city you're from, and also please hit the thumbs up button. Um, uh, there's this whole thing going on with Jay Z and the NFL involving the Super Bowl halftime show. I don't know if any of y'all saw. Give me a yes or no if you saw this. Let me know if you saw this. But basically, Jay Z. Well, you had the whole thing with him and Kaepernick, right? He came in, made a deal with the NFL. And the deal was considered to sort of be a backstabbing of Colin Kaepernick, which we debated that, right? I didn't feel that Jay Z should be necessarily penalized for making money from the NFL when Cap was making money from the NFL, and a lot of Cap's friends were making money from the NFL. I didn't feel necessarily concerned about whether or not one millionaire betrayed another millionaire. They're both going to be fine. But, you know, there was this sort of thing where with activism, Jay Z kind of seemed to imply that he was going to take the activism to the next level. That he was going to, we're past kneeling. We're going to move forward. We're going to get things done. We're going to engage in action. So the first thing Jay Z does is he comes out with some sort of weird fashion line or something, which just seemed kind of strange and incredibly lame. It wasn't impressive at all. And I said, okay, I hope this isn't the depth of your activism. And then recently, he took another body blow, where when they announced that J Lo and Shakira will be performing at the Super Bowl. Now, on one hand, the Super Bowl is going to be in Miami. Miami's heavily Hispanic. You can see why J Lo and Shakira would be would help them achieve certain goals when it comes to attracting a global audience, right? When it comes to attracting the audience in Miami. On the other hand, Uncle Luke, who's down in Miami, who's pretty big in Miami, felt very disrespected by the fact that Jay Z picked J Lo and Shakira and no black people, and Uncle Luke called him out as he should have. I think that's fine. What's up, Kurt Lee? You from Miami? Tell me what you think about it. It's fine that Jay Z did what he wanted to do, but I think it's also fine that he gets challenged on this. And I think it's a really bad look for Jay Z. I think that he's losing a lot of points really quickly with black people. And I wonder if we're getting to the point where Jay Z doesn't care what black people think, if being black is not that important to him. And nobody knows. Like, nobody can really tell because his business relationships seem to be clouding his melanin. His business relationships seem to be morphing him into more of a political figure than a meaningful, relevant activist. And, so I will say that I too kind of look at this whole situation and say, okay, what are you doing? Like, I don't understand any of this. Do I think it was lame that Jay Z, you know, as one of his first acts, by expressing his involvement with the entertainment with the NFL? I mean, he specifically stated that he would be a part of whatever entertainment packages they came up with. So you've claimed that position and you're pushing black people to the back of the bus. That's not a good look. That's not a good look at all. And I think anybody who's concerned about it has a right to be concerned. I'd love to know what you guys think. Feel free to leave your comments in the chat and tell me what you think. Do you think Jay Z sold out? Do you think Jay Z, or do you think Jay Z is kind of doing what he wants to do? Hey, Earth Angel, how are you? I personally think that Jay has a problem. Dame told us who Jay Z is. We just refuse to listen. That's true, but I didn't. I knew Damon Dash very well, and I still do. I like the guy, but I also know that there's two sides to every story, and so I heard one side very well. In fact, I remember Dame telling me about Harvey Weinstein before the Harvey Weinstein thing broke. I mean, exactly what they said about Weinstein 2 years later was exactly what Dame said to me 2 years earlier before the whole scandal broke. So, I think that he is accurate on that front. But I remember Dame got criticized by one of his best friends for apologizing to Leor Cohen and apologizing to all these people, and after doing the whole Culture Vultures book. So I don't really know. I'm not going to speak on it in a negative way. I'll just say that I don't think I'll say this: it ain't about vilifying anybody, whether you're talking about Dame, Jay Z, or anybody in between. It's really about figuring out the truth, figuring out the facts, right? So if you care about this type of stuff, which I think if you're black, I think you have a right to care about images of black people on TV and movements that, that capture the imagination of the public, things like that. So if you want my assessment, I believe anybody can be scrutinized, right? Anybody can be made to look bad or good, depending on how you shape it. But I think that in this particular case, when I'm looking at this in a vacuum, I think Jay Z has failed miserably in communicating whatever massive vision he had that was going to be extremely beneficial to the community. That mission has failed. The NFL did use him. They used him up no different from the way the Brooklyn Nets, that Russian guy that bought the Brooklyn Nets, used him to get people's mind in Brooklyn. And if you fell for it, then that's your fault. If you fell for it, I mean, the signs are everywhere. The signs are that he's a capitalist. He makes his money. And I'm not a capitalist in the sense of I don't believe in capitalism in its purest form. So don't ever call me a black capitalist, because that's not what I'm interested in being. Because if I wanted to make more money, I could. I just don't believe money should be the most important thing in the world. I think you have to have at least two, three, four, five things more important than money. But you need money to live, right? So I think of money a lot like the way you think of a bathroom. If you build a house, you should never build a house without a bathroom. Just like you should never build a business that doesn't have a revenue generating mechanism, right? So you need a bathroom in every house, but that doesn't mean that the bathroom's the most important part of the house. That's not the only. That doesn't mean that the bathroom has to be the thing you're obsessed with. And I think that that's what makes the difference between a capitalist and somebody who just believes in free enterprise. A capitalist is somebody that puts money over everything. I've never been that guy. I don't. I mean, if I want to make more money, I just speak a certain language and go work on Wall Street. Where some of my students are making $50 million a year. Stuff like that. Let me see here. You can feel free to ask me any question. In a minute, I'm gonna have to go because I think Alicia's almost done. She's gonna maybe go to bed in a minute. Let me see here. Just walked in the house. All Black National Convention, the shit. Ryan, yeah, yeah. You know what I loved about the convention, Ryan, was the people there were so quality, and I think I'll say this. I didn't think about this when I was there, but I noticed this. I noticed a lot of the women I knew were meeting really quality men, like men who were respectful, men who were intelligent, men who were disciplined, men who were wealth builders, strong brothers, and I thought that was really cool. And that was something that I did not expect. I mean, I thought it was great to see women I knew who had been single meeting like men that were looking for their wife, and that's one of the reasons why I'm open and honest and I speak to you publicly about me finding my wife, because I'm not out here trying to sell babies mamas, or sell anybody. It's more like, but if you go to one of our events, the types of men that come to the events tend to be educated, they tend to be smart, they tend to gravitate toward this kind of a message. So if you're looking just to be around quality black people to make quality friends, quality business partners, it's a great place to go. And if you're a man looking for a certain kind of black woman, there were a lot of nice women there. And if you're a woman looking for a certain kind of man, there are quality men there. So anyway, that's just my thought. Any advice for a bald brother? I don't know what that means, but I'm bald and I don't have any advice right now. The networking was off the hook. Yeah, I think the networking is the part from the early surveys. That's the part that people seem to like the most, the networking and fellowship. So I thought that was cool. Do you think Jay-Z is just getting his foot in the door so he can ultimately open up more opportunities for blacks? It could be, but shit, that man a billionaire. It ain't like he's some dude trying to get an opportunity, trying to get a fresh start. Yeah, I know, right? Do you mind making the bed up, babe? I can help you though. I can help you with one hand. She's gonna make me help her make up the bed because I don't want to be a bad fiance. What's your fee for a personal meeting? The fee varies. Go to theblackbusinessschool.com. We actually have a special program you can sign up for. which allows you to schedule personal one-on-one consultations for me. It's our ultimate premium program. So it's not cheap, but if you really want to talk to me one-on-one, you can certainly do that. Let's see. A brutal businessman is what it is. That's Jigga. Yeah, he's a brutal businessman, but I don't mean you gotta do stuff like that. That stuff don't make any sense. Um, Let me see here. Hey, Nikki from Denver. Oh, my goddaughter lives in Denver. Yeah, so my final assessment on that is I just think I would like to understand more. I think that's where I'm at, right? Like, I think with Jay, I'd be curious, like, okay, what's your master plan with this? Like, how does this benefit black people? Because I think it's getting to the point where people are perceiving Jay-Z as a man who uses black people to get opportunities to go serve white people in their interests. Like, he's selling blackness. He's not a person who's serving blackness, right? There are leaders who serve you, and there are those who sell you. And ultimately, many successful black people in entertainment make their money by selling blackness to white people. You know, even in that the documentary you told me about, I wouldn't criticize or I wouldn't criticize
Which documentary?
the Black Godfather on Netflix.
Yeah.
I thought that was an amazing brother. Like, he seemed really cool. He seemed to be really great to his friends. But I think that what I wouldn't call it a critique. I would say one way we could take it to the next level though is to kind of say, like, what exactly was the role, right? What is your role when you're buddies with these white executives and you're bringing in black people to them? You know, some would say that you're selling your influence in the black community to white people that have bags of money to pay you. You know what I mean? Like, okay, you got access to black entertainers, you got access to black audiences. We want to own black audiences, so what?
Can you make that big light on?
Yeah, until we make the bed up.
Right.
You know, we want access to black audiences, so we'll sell. You know, we'll pay you money to be the Negro conductor, right? We'll pay you money to be the black guy that we deal with to get access to black music, right? Like, so a lot of times you'll see black people that'll go to a white company and say, you know, I can help you set up your black music division, right? You see that all the time, right? And the question becomes, you know, do the masses of black people benefit from that, right? And I think that maybe a way to construct those deals, if you do have those partnerships, is to say, are these true partnerships, or are these scenarios where you're opening the door for people to go into a deprived community and exploit them of their natural resources? Because in Africa, think about this. In Africa, you got leaders all the time who will make deals with white companies and say, pay me well and pay my friends well, and you can come into Nigeria and take all the fucking oil that you want. You know what I mean? So I think that I think that what probably has to occur is there has to be an intelligent conversation about what it means to spread the wealth and spread the love, right? So if I am a person who has connections with black people in the music industry, and I'm giving them their black music division, maybe I form it as a pure partnership. I'm gonna own 50% of everything you do. I'm gonna hire, you know, dozens and dozens of black people, you know, right? We're gonna make sure the community initiatives and efforts are in place that are going to benefit black people outside of me and my inner circle. Because if you don't, what'll happen is you've got a scenario where the black elite are basically making money by saying, we can sell the black masses to you if you pay us well. And it becomes a form of trickle down economics that does not work. That's why you can go to a place like Atlanta where you got a lot of bougie Negroes living high on the hog doing extremely well. But you go to West Atlanta and it looks like a fucking war zone.
Okay,
Like,
yeah.
when we ran through West Atlanta, I mean, we saw all them brothers sitting on the corner at the liquor stores and shit, houses burned down, boarded up. Only time
People were working in that neighborhood.
they were white. We saw the only people we
The
saw.
people who were making it were the churches.
Oh, the
And the
churches,
construction
shit.
workers.
Those fucking churches look like castles up in that
Next to
motherfucker.
like
Next to
shacks.
nothing, next to nothingness. Right, right. So I think that's what I think should separate the black, the black entrepreneur and free enterprise, the black and free enterprise advocate from the pure capitalist. The pure capitalist wants to get that bread and keep it for him and his family, right? The black entrepreneur that really wants to elevate the community is making sure that there's an extensive amount of investment in the infrastructure of the community around him, right? So a church can do well, but the question is not what does your church look like? The question is, what does that neighborhood look like? Who's that? Pastor Buster Suarez out of New Jersey. He seemed to have a decent model with that. He actually said something like, when they were talking about moving out of the neighborhood, he said, no, let's buy a bunch of buildings and let's make the neighborhood better, and let's create spaces and opportunities and training and elevate. Because think about this, right? So if you're a church and you're a mega church, I'm gonna say this, and I gotta go, guys, in a minute. But if you're a mega church and you're bringing in millions of dollars a year, what you have to do is go. I suggest they consider going to what we do in what we believe in the Black Business School, which is a Black Core of Three. The Black Core of Three is that Black people should educate our own children, create our own jobs, and support Black businesses. So I believe a church that really wants to do the right thing for the community would turn itself into a university and an economic incubator, where effectively you're taking all the able-bodied, able-minded people, all the able-bodied people of sound mind and body in that community, and you are increasing the wealth in that community by first providing extensive amounts of training, so that you increase the human capital in that community. The human capital means, now that I've got all this training, I can do this, I can do that, I can add value, right? So you're not giving me charity, you're investing in me. No grown-ass, healthy-ass motherfucker should be getting pure charity. Charity is for women, or it's not my name for women, scratch that. It's for children, it is for the elderly, and it is for the disabled. If you're not a child, an old man, or handicapped, then you can add value. You just might need skill so that you can bring some skilled labor to the table, whatever.
Sometimes there are handicapped people that can really.
And there are handicapped people that can help out too, right? Anybody that wants to, even older people can help. Children, really, children can help. I mean, I'm not against. I mean, I believe in child labor laws, but I don't have no problem with putting a child to work. Shit, let them. He's 9. If you could play a goddamn PlayStation, you could pick up a broom. That's how I see it, seriously. So I think, so you do that, right? So you're training. You got to do extensive training to train these individuals. That's what white people do. That's how white people build their economy. They build their own universities to train people to come and work for their companies that they're creating. That's what they do. Think about this. Remember when we were at Indiana University, babe, and we saw all these corporations that sponsored the business school? It's like, well, why would Procter and Gamble be sponsoring the business school? Well, because they're saying, look, train them on this, and this, and then when they get done, we're going to take the best people and have them come work for us, right? So ultimately, I think, oh yeah, that toe's much better.
It's getting really better.
So ultimately, I don't have any pain. I didn't even think about my toes today.
No pain.
I felt nothing in my toes.
No,
It was all over. It was
You
the rest.
wrapped it up.
The rest of my body was fucked up, but the toes are fine. So anyway, I hope you guys are hearing what I'm saying. I'm really expanding off the Jay-Z conversation, because this is not a matter of attacking Jay-Z. It's really a matter of helping us to sort of form a paradigm of what it really means, what Black success looks like. Like, we don't have success because we don't even know what the fuck success looks like. Like, we don't know, like, what's really a win for the Black community. Things that you think are a win are not a win, and you think you're winning, and then you're losing, and then you're still always behind, and then you say, well, why are we behind? We're winning so much. It's like, no, you're not really winning. You're actually losing. They're just making you think that you're winning because they're playing with your head. It's like telling a little girl, like, the more dicks you suck today, the more you're winning. I know that's like, it's like the grossest example, but seriously, or better yet, let me clean it up. The more men you sleep with, the more you're winning, right? And she really thinks she's winning because she's serving all these guys, and then she figures out, wait a minute, I'm not winning, I'm being used, right? And now if you're happy like that and you think you're winning, then that's fine. But a lot of us in our community, we think we're winning and we're really losing.
I don't think Jay-Z. I think, like what they said, I don't think Jay-Z anticipated all of this backlash.
Somebody says, so you're saying reparations are charity? Who said reparations are charity?
We're talking about
Man,
reparations.
I know, right? Coming in for
topic.
left field, these crazy conversations, making stuff up. Didn't nobody say reparations were charity? I did not say reparations were charity. We own it. We should own this damn country. Y'all just got to go take it. Y'all got to white people ain't gonna give it up. Raymond Cruz, it doesn't matter if it's live. But I did answer your question, so that means it's live. Jamila Carter says, greetings, Dr. Boyce. Missed you earlier. I'm glad you came back on before. I was about to shut down. I would love to speak, and we need to formulate together and truly work and train our own. Absolutely. Nisi is here, says we knew what success was when we had Black Wall Street. That was success. You're damn right. Yeah, I think success. I just really like. I like that. I like our Black Core of Three
Mm-hmm.
agenda. Like that's my agenda. That's what I. That's my core belief. The Black Core of Three. Black people should educate our own children because white people are fucking them up. Black people should create our own jobs because we need to stop begging for jobs from white people. They are not going to give you the good jobs. They're gonna give the good jobs to their kids and give you the shit. That's what they're gonna do. Seriously. And we should be supporting black businesses. If we could just redirect 10% of all the money that we give to white people, black people, our wealth would increase by half a trillion dollars a year. A year. A year. Seriously. So I was talking to somebody earlier about I was talking to Samuel at the convention, this computer
Who was?
programmer
Oh,
who
the
built some.
last
It was called
conversation.
what is
Yes.
it? UShare 360. That's the name of his program software. It's like a ClickFunnels Infusionsoft type thing. Brilliant brother. UShare 360. He lives in Charlotte. I'm gonna do business with him. I thought that guy was great.
Oh, really?
See, yeah,
Okay.
his
I
name was
know she
Samuel.
ran that.
I don't remember his last name, but I
You had to
remember.
hit it,
I like talking to him. The people at the convention were so great.
especially at the end.
I love,
Right at the end, the
I love
people
the
who come
convention. I
in.
love our investment summits
Yeah.
because I like talking to people that are serious,
Yeah.
that are really like it's like so, for example, like the convention, the price for the weekend pass was like 199. I don't really necessarily know how to really communicate with someone who thinks $199 is a lot of money to pay for the opportunity to network with future millionaires and black people
That
and
is really
people who can
something.
really teach you. Yeah, because a lot of
Yeah.
people they'll go to a white college and drop 40,000 a year and think nothing. 40,000 a year for a school that don't even want you there. That will literally mistreat you the entire time, and you'll complain about it. But then a black man says, "Hey, let's do something magical and amazing." From a college professor, mind you. And I had
Mm-hmm.
other college professors there. You saw the audience. We had a billionaire there. We had doctors there.
Several billionaires.
Yes, several billions,
Yeah.
several lawyers, several
Yeah.
doctors. Like these were millionaires there. Like we had people there that were doing the Bronner Brothers, the hair show. The
Gosh.
people that do
Yeah.
the Bronner Brothers hair show. He was there. Mike Roberts, the billionaire, was there. Great guy. He been on. George Frazier was there. The networking guru of America. D1 came through.
I
D1.
was kind of surprised at how many people were there. But I
Yeah,
mean, that
Willie
was
D
that
was thrown
good.
there. I mean, there were like
Yeah.
some really strong people in the lawyers there. Like,
Yeah.
and Tangi was up there with the one guy that was talking about he does eye surgeries or something.
That's her friend, her
Yeah,
best friend's husband.
yeah.
Yeah.
My sister, she's an MD. Like, we had
Yeah.
people on the panel that were like really good therapists and
Very intelligent.
yeah, yeah. Like I mean, these are people we should be learning from.
Yeah.
Like I really think that I really am. I, I'm not saying we should replace like what we do with the college degree, right? Because we know that has tremendous value, especially if you're trying to get a professional license, right? But
Mm-hmm. Do you have a job board?
a job board, what do you mean?
Like, if I have a business and I'm looking for a certain job, could I like say post it and say, "Hey, I'd like for
Hmm.
someone to do." Do you have that?
No, but we could
Like
try
a
to create
job
something.
board?
That's a good idea. No,
Huh.
no, you're right. There's so many things I want to do.
I
I need
know
more help. Like we
it's a
can't do
lot.
everything.
Yeah.
That 40K is loaned out. Black folks don't have 199 liquid. I bet if Beyonce was in town, they'd have
Yeah, and they don't even get to
it.
talk to Beyonce, and Beyonce can't help them.
I know
It's
Beyonce will sing for you.
entertaining,
She's like, I'll be singing on
and they'll
stage.
never
You can
meet
stand in the crowd
Beyonce.
with everybody else. And your 199 will get you the nosebleed seats. You can
Yeah.
sit in the back.
Oh, they can't. I don't even think you can go to a Beyonce concert for 199.
I don't know. Y'all, anybody know how much concert tickets cost? I don't know how much they cost. Greetings, Dr. Boyce. I have to keep talking to you. Hey, Mrs. Boyce. Oh, Jamila says, hey,
Hey.
I would love to be one of the leaders of what we all and know we can do. Like Michael Jackson said, this is it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we have a lot of. You should definitely at least do a free membership in the Black Business School. So if you go to theblackbusinessschool.com, you can actually talk to one of our reps, and you can do a free membership. You don't have to worry about money right now, but eventually, at some point, we have things that we do offer that are very fairly priced. And in fact, we have a guarantee. If you don't feel that you learn more from us than you learned in college, then you should reach out to us and get your money back
How's your
because
bones
we're that
feel?
confident. It hurts every day. It always hurts.
It hurts now.
Yeah, so rubbing it. Yeah, it well me it stings toward the end, so I have to
Okay.
kind of, and I'm kind of worried because we got to 15 miles and I was like really feeling it. So I'm trying to get my mind ready for like that last
Really?
11
Did you
miles.
wear your ankle thing?
I did not wear my ankle thing.
Okay.
Why are you up logging this time of morning? Oh, because actually it's like afternoon for some of the people that watch my channel. We got people all over the world. So like in London, I believe in London. I
Why
think
is he up
in
watching?
London
Why is
isn't
he
I
watching
think
today?
it's morning in London. He says you should be making love to your fiance this time. Don't you worry about that. That that gets handled. How should we create our own business without capital? Well, remember, you have capital. You just might not have any money. Money is not capital all the time. Money is a form of capital. Most of the capital you have is not financial capital. Most of the capital you have is like human capital, things like that. Networks. If you form a bigger network, then that's more capital for you. So, going to events like our financial Juneteenth summits or the All Black National Convention allows you to increase your networking capital, right? So you network with other people that are doing the same thing, and what happens is, like, just right there in that room, we could create businesses in there. We create economies right there in that room.
My
Like I
goodness.
explained, literally how you can get together with like four or five friends and literally form a business in 10 minutes. That's gonna make money. Like create an entire economy in 10 minutes. And I did that example. Remember that example where I told them about the three C's of creating an economy?
Mm-hmm.
The market for capital, the market for contractors, the market for customers. And I did that example right there. I said, so how many of you would buy the product? How many of you have money you would like to invest? How many of you have time, free time you can invest into this company just on a deferred compensation basis? And all these people raise their hand. Like literally, I said, okay, we're making money now. Like we're moving. Period. Like we got an economy, we got a business. Tell her to massage the spot with a tennis ball. It works. My
Mm-hmm.
therapist introduced that to me. Okay,
Tennis balls work. Yeah.
thank you.
I gotta get the little rolling pin.
Okay.
I have two of them.
Anthony Smith said, should we lean into sports and entertainment but focus on the business side? Well, we already have a lot of leeway there. I think if sports is your thing, I think that's okay. I'm not anti-sports. I'm just anti. I'm anti like anti BS, when it's like all these black boys want to be football players, and literally out of 100 of them, 100 of them won't make it. Right? You need like 1,000. Shit! Oops! I almost dropped the phone.
I was.
How funny is that? Yeah. But but yeah, literally out of 100, 100 of them don't make it, and then like you need like 1,000 to get one, and all of them are like falling for this bullshit dream. It's like sad. It's very sad. Hey, Aunt Fresh. Jacques Avery says, Boyce, when's the next time you're in Charlotte? We're thinking about Charlotte's one of our candidate cities for the next convention. Yeah,
Really?
we were thinking about Charlotte or Detroit or London. Those are three cities that popped up. Because London is great because London, the people in Black London are extremely supportive. Like they don't have they have a mindset where they will invest in what they want and what they need. It's harder. It's a little bit of a tougher sell. Like this whole like radical black wealth, black empowerment stuff is a little bit harder of a sell in some parts of the South. Not Houston, but like Dallas or even Atlanta to some extent. Like I got relatives in Atlanta who've never. I've been in Atlanta several times, and I got relatives that have never even been interested in coming to any of my stuff. But
And they know about it. They know
yeah,
what
but I
you're
had
doing.
one cousin in Atlanta who borrowed money from me. And so this nigga will know. He know I got enough money where he can call me with because he had trouble with his rent. But
Mm-hmm.
he never thought about like I want to come to your thing. I want to learn. So I was like, I told him to fuck off. I was like, no, if you don't want to learn, then I'm not gonna give you any money.
Oh, you
I
couldn't give it.
I gave him a little bit, and then he never paid it back. And I
Oh,
told him,
I
don't.
remember that.
Yeah, I just said, don't borrow money from me ever again. And I said, the reason you're struggling is because you're stupid. You got the wrong hustle.
You did not say that to him.
I did. I said, you got the wrong hustle. I said, you fuck. I was basically
That
like,
time, I believe in you said that
I
to
was
me.
basically like, yeah. I said, you got the stupid hustle. Like what you're doing isn't ever gonna work. Like you want to be a thug. You want to be like these other broke ass dudes out here trying to imitate these rappers. How you gonna imitate rappers when even the rappers are fucking broke? Like it's like what the fuck? Atlanta is a weird place because they got so many people in Atlanta that pretend to be rich. It's got to be high
Really?
pressure. Yes, Atlanta's like the fake rich gay city, gay capital of the world. Like Atlanta is like a really weird place in like the worst parts, but the best parts are amazing. Like, I went to what was it? The chicken and waffles place that I love, Nana's
Nana's.
Chicken and Waffles, and I met the brother Jay from World Star Radio. Great, so much hospitality, so much positivity, so much good energy, so much. I just love, like, when Atlanta's on point, it's the best place in the world.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's really sad because you see a lot of fakeness. Like, you see these women with these
See,
big
I didn't
with
see
these
the
fake
fakeness.
stripper booties, and
Oh, the fakeness
and
of the
people, and
women.
I saw some
Yeah.
dudes trying to, like, they looked like they was trying to shoot a rap video, and they had like this rented Lamborghini in the middle of the
Oh,
street, tattoos up and down their arms and up their neck and shit, and just trying to pretend like it's so fake it till you make it, and it's just like, it's like, what is this shit? Like, what are you doing? Like you should be reading a book now. Like, like, this is not, you're not winning, bro. Like, you're not even looking like like, I know how to tell if you're. Usually, I can tell if I think I can tell
you can read them.
if people are really winning versus people who pretend to be winning. And it's almost like the harder you act like you're winning, the more I know that you're not winning. You know,
But they actually fool a lot of people.
I think they fool other young people. Maybe
Yeah.
that's it, or they fool like girls who didn't, like, learn much in school. Like, who went to slow
Couldn't
classes.
learn.
Yeah, like it's, I guess the faking is good enough to, like, get them some ass or something, like, because I try to like, I used to talk to, Patrice and Carmen about that. I'd be like, okay, if you like men with that have a little bit of money, I think that's okay to want a man that's financially secure. I said, now let's talk about how you can know if he's really secure versus guys who pretend to be secure. It's like fake
But what
titties.
are they bringing to the
Like,
table?
you can, like, a man
But
should.
they have to bring. I mean, the thing is that if you want a man who's successful, you gotta examine what you bring to the table.
I look at, what it is. I
It doesn't
agree.
have to be the same thing, but you have to
Right.
bring something to
Well,
the
you got
table.
to bring something to the table, but it doesn't
Good
have to be
grief.
right. It doesn't have to be money, right? It could be something that supports him, something that makes him feel comfortable, like saying, okay, you know what, I'm gonna take care of this woman. I would definitely say this. I know for me, if I got a whiff that you were really materialistic, shallow, and a gold digger, I would completely stay away from you. I wouldn't have
Mm-hmm.
any issue with the fact that you like material stuff. But if that was like the overwhelming dominant part of your personality, that would concern me, because shallow people are also the ones who worry about what other people think, and they will be trying to, like, utilize my
Mm.
so-called celebrity for the wrong reasons. Like, I want, like, it was okay, like, it would have been okay if I was with a woman that, like, like, believed in the cause and said, this is great. I want to be next to this guy because I think that he's about something, or I think that we can do something great together that's going to really help people. Or maybe, or like, and like, I think you were in the category where it was like you didn't even know what I was doing. You had no idea,
You
but you
never. How come
you
you
just
never
liked me as
told
a
me?
person.
How come you never told me?
I probably tried to tell you, but you were so busy. Like, you didn't really.
He's so busy. No, you'd be like, "Oh, I just did a speech," and I'd be like, "Oh yeah, I just did a speech," but I didn't know your speech was like twice as many people in the audience as my speech. You know,
Oh,
and like I didn't realize, and we'd be like, "Okay," I don't just for some reason I just didn't quiz you. It just never occurred to me that the
well,
things
you.
that you do is even
Well, I
possible.
mean, we were friends, but you were living. You had your other life. Like, you had your husband and stuff. And I
Even
mean,
before then,
well,
like
before
when
then,
we
it really didn't
before
pop.
then, you
It
really
didn't start
didn't.
popping off till about '06, '07. I think the first time I was on national TV was in '06. That was when you and your dad used to watch me on
Yeah, you
CNN.
would text. Would you text me?
I
Would
would take,
you?
back then. I didn't really know marketing, how to market stuff, so I would be kind of obnoxious. I would text all my friends and tell them to watch. I would send like
Yeah,
a
I'd be
mass text message.
watching.
Yeah, and some of my friends watched. I think some of my friends probably got annoyed with me.
I never got
I
annoyed.
know that when I first started, I know a lot of the black scholars got really jealous and they kicked me off the listserv. Yeah, the lady was like, because basically, because I was writing articles, because I was a hustler. I would write articles every day, and they wanted
Hmm.
to, I guess, sip lattes and be in academia and stuff. And I guess, I don't know. I don't know what it was. I think it was jealousy. I think that's what it was. I almost got a job at Prairie View A&M, and the first speech the lady gave me was, she said, this was back in '07, '08, and she said, all this extra stuff that you do on the internet, you're gonna have to stop doing that because the other faculty may not be comfortable with that.
Oh,
And I was like, well, now I'm not. I'm no, I'm not taking the job because you're trying to kill my freedom of speech and my source of income. Fuck you. Because by the time I was making, I was making like an extra maybe 40 grand a year, like giving
Oh, on
speeches and
the
stuff. Yeah,
speeches.
and that was the only reason I was going to be able to teach there because they were going to offer me like less than
Okay.
half of what I was making.
Well,
So,
because when you told me about your speeches, I just assumed that that's all you were doing. I didn't realize you were doing more than just speeches.
well, I
I was
wanted,
like, oh yeah, Boyce and his speeches.
well, I wanted to be a complete scholar, right? To
Okay.
me, a complete scholar is somebody who disseminates knowledge wherever they go, in a multitude of formats. So that might mean a book, it might mean speeches, it might mean television appearances and commentary, it might mean, academic research, right? And writing and teaching in the classroom and all that. So I wanted to do all those things. Like
Yeah.
I wanted to do what Cornel West did and Michael Eric Dyson. Like I used to watch those guys a lot. And
But
so
you know what?
what? Well now
You've done so much better than them
well I don't
because
wanna
they don't have anything.
I
Like
yeah,
I
but
think it's important to raise consciousness. That's always important. But they have they don't offer any solutions
well, that's it. Well,
whatsoever.
here's the thing, though. Here's the thing, right? Those are great. Those are great guys. Like
They're
I'm
wonderful
right. I'm not gonna
guys.
say anything negative about them, because I don't have any beef with them.
Yeah.
In fact, Cornell West,
He is awesome.
always very nice to
Yeah.
me, and Dyson was very nice to me too. I think Dyson stopped being nice to me when I basically said that I felt he was wrong for letting the Obama administration position him to do a hit piece on Cornell West. I thought that was overkill, and I thought that was unnecessary. I didn't like that because I know how these white assassins work. They pit Negroes against each other and say, "Okay,
Hmm.
we want you to go kill his whole."
What?
Hey, can you guys see me? Okay, everybody ain't your brother. That's so funny. Okay, so I'm gonna go to bed because my phone dying is like my cue to go to sleep. Sorry, my phone actually died because my battery went out. But I'm out of here, guys. So T-Mon said, "Boys hawking another man's woman for shame." Did I steal you from anybody, babe?
No,
Exactly. Thank
did
you.
not
A
steal me.
successful mindset has to be a habit first. Absolutely. For most dudes, they just need what's between her legs. That stink box is kryptonite. Okay.
Woo.
Hey, doctor, this yolk seems equal. Yes. Right, right. Dope slambo. 2-day massa. I have a wife. Some men like that easily controlled. Some Atlanta rappers are gay to putting on dresses. Yeah, there's something else. What stock is the best to invest in now? There's no way anybody can really tell you something like that. You should look at portfolios. Don't look at individual stocks. Go to theblackbusinessschool.com. Go talk to one of the specialists. They can help you get started. All right, yeah, I'm gonna go to sleep. All right, everybody. Sorry, Coach Antonio. I'm actually going to bed. So I'll see you guys tomorrow, and please have a good night. He said, "Go make love now, man." Wow, 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 wow.